everybody, this is Maddie. In this video, I'll be doing a brush 101, as in like I'll show you my makeup brushes and tell you about them and what makeup brush is for what purpose. So before I start off this video, I would like to say that what I'm telling you are how I actually use my brushes. There are many ways that you can use like a makeup brush. Doesn't mean like I use it this way, you have to use it this way. No, this is just my suggestion as in how I use my brushes. It is not necessary for you to do it according to me, like I use this brush and you have to use it this way. No, you can use any brush any way that you feel comfortable, but this is just a suggestion and how I use my makeup brushes. So let's start off. I have 2 cups of makeup brushes. This one holds my face brushes, and this one holds my eye brushes. So I don't know how many brushes I have in total. I think it's about 20 plus. Not very sure. So let me start off first with my face brushes. So the first brush I'm going to show you is my e.l.f. What brush is this? My e.l.f. powder brush. So this is as you can see, it's a flat top. It's a flat top brush, and what I normally use this brush for is to apply bronzer right here, and around my temples, my forehead. Just bronzer around the area. And sometimes I like to use this brush if I have like pigmented blushes, so because this doesn't pick up a lot of blush color, so I use it to dab it on my blush and then just blend it out. So this brush is good for that. Next brush is my holy grail brush, and this is my Everyday Minerals flat top kabuki. And what I like about this brush that it is flat top, and it's very dense. It's actually denser than the e.l.f. powder brush, so it picks up my powder foundation very well. And I normally use it how I use it is I just buff it into my skin and it gives me a flawless look. And the foundation that I'm using is the one by MAC Lightful, yes. And what I do is normally I just dab, swirl, and then just buff. So this brush is really good for that. And the next brush is my e.l.f. complexion brush. Okay, this brush is it's tapered and it's like flat like that. So some people use this brush for blush, which you can, but what I use is to use my the e.l.f. complexion perfection powder. What I do is I use this brush, I mix up all the colors and just buff it on my face. So this actually doesn't pick up a lot of powder, which I like. So it doesn't, because the e.l.f. complexion perfection powder it can actually create a white cast on your face. So as this brush doesn't pick up a lot of color, it doesn't leave like when I pick up the powder and apply it on my face, it doesn't leave a white cast. So it's pretty good. So that's what I use this brush for. Next face brush is my MAC 129 brush. I'm pretty sure all of you know what brush this brush is used for. It's used for applying blush, and this is my holy grail blush brush because it just fits right into my cheek area, and I can buff it if my cheeks, the blush is very very pigmented around here, so I can just sweep it up and down easily to buff up, to make it like less pigmented around the apples of the cheeks area. So that's what I use mainly for my blush. I use this 129 brush, and this is my absolute favorite, and this is the only face brush that I own from MAC, because MAC face brushes are just so expensive. And the next brush I have is this Sasa FO2 brush. I used to use this brush for powder all over my face, but I don't use it anymore. What I normally use this for now is bronzer, just either, or I just want to have a light sheer of color around my face, don't want to apply too thick of powder, so I use this brush, but I don't really use it much nowadays except for bronzer. Yeah. Next brush that I have is this Sephora Professional Angled brush. So it's an angled brush, and what I use this brush for is to contour my face. So sucking my cheeks to just contour accordingly. And this brush is good for it, as in all angled brushes. They are good for contouring. You can also use angled brushes for applying blush, but I don't use it. I don't use angled brushes to apply my blush. I use my 129 to apply my blush. And the next brushes I have, I don't use them anymore, is these two brushes. This one is the MAC, the Smashbox number 16 brush. And what I use this brush for is to apply highlight above my cheekbones. I don't really use this brush for blush because it's just too small for my cheek. And yeah, and this brush, I don't know where I got it. I got it from Sasa thing. I also use it to apply my highlight because it's small. I used to use this to apply my blush on my cheeks, but I realized that it doesn't distribute the color really well, so I stopped using this and I just left it. Like one side. So I don't really use these two brushes a lot because I don't really highlight my face, as I like a matte face. So yeah, let me just leave it to one side. The next brush I'm going to show you is my Kabuki brush. This one is from Magical Tensu, and every girl who uses powder should have a Kabuki brush in her makeup kit, because Kabuki brushes are just they are really soft, they are very dense and very fluffy, so it picks up powder very well, and is very good for blending out harsh lines on your face due to contouring or bronzing. Kabuki brushes are just great. What I use this brush for is to apply my blot powder over my face. I used to use this brush for my powder foundation, but now I have the Everyday Minerals flat top to do the job. I don't use this anymore, but you can definitely use this to apply your powder foundation or just powder. And I use it to buff out harsh lines due to bronzer or contouring, and this is just fantastic. Okay, so that's all for my face brushes.